This has become a big part of my workflow and helped me to overcome some of my shortcomings while really open up the creativity. Hey guys, Dilby here. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing good. So like a lot of other producers in this field, I'm not classically trained as a musician. I don't read music and I don't really play the keyboard. I can get by tinkering around and playing some keys, but it's not really my strong suit. So what I want to show you today is a method that I've developed using some of the inbuilt devices in Ableton Live to kind of help to reinforce the music theory that I'm lacking and allow me to experiment and be creative musically while staying within the bounds of this discipline. Like always, this project file is available on Patreon, so you can go over there and download it. The link is in the description. If you're not a patron, then maybe you want to think about becoming one. It's the best way that you can help support creators and the way that you can make sure that I keep bringing you these videos on the channel. All right, well, let's get into Ableton and start making some music. Alright guys, here we are inside Ableton, and I've put together a little beat to kind of demonstrate how I use some of the MIDI devices from Live to help me with the music theory. This is going to be a quick one because I'm a bit short on time. I'm preparing everything before I go on tour in Mexico next week, so let's get into it. Okay, so here's a quick preview of the beat. Okay, so a pretty simple kind of deep groovy thing, and it's in the key of G. I've programmed a bass and I've got a couple of vocal sounds which are all in the key of G, and the percussion is tuned to the same key. So what we're going to look at here is how I might go about putting some melodic elements in. We'll start with some piano chords. So I know that 4 bars is going to be pretty good for a piano chord progression. So I'll just take this to 4 bars, and what I'm going to do is, using some of the devices from this rack down here, I'm going to turn on chord, and I'm going to set this to 3 and 7. So whenever one note plays, that's going to play now a minor triad. That still doesn't help us to keep in the scale that we're in, which is G minor. So we're going to turn on the scale device, which is set to C minor, and we're going to move that to G. Now every note that I play is going to play a minor triad chord. And anything that happens to be outside of the scale of G minor, those devices are going to push it into the scale. So let's have a listen to how that works. So what I might do is just have a little play around on the keyboard. I'm not much of a keyboard player, but I'll be able to hear some tones that I might like. Okay, so I'm going to start with the G here. Then the next note that I liked was this, which I know is not in the scale of G minor, but it sounds nice. And then the next one was this. Okay, so as simple as that. So what I'll do is I'll duplicate this just to create a bit of interest in the next bar, and I'll try another note. Okay. Cool. You can see how quick and easy that is, and I don't have to worry about if I'm hitting notes in the right scale because the MIDI devices are making sure that I am. So another cool thing that I like to do with this is try different voicings. So what voicing is playing the same notes but in different octaves. So instead of playing a minor triad chord that sounds like this for the G, we can use this MIDI device and set these so they're playing over different octaves. So what we're going to do is we'll increase that up an octave, which is 12 semitones, so 3 and 12 is 15. Let's hear how that sounds. And then let's add in the root note down an octave, so minus 12. And let's have a listen to how that sounds. So the progression. So there we've got a really nice melodic bass underneath that without the piano. It's fine, it's cool, but it's like lacking some depth. With that piano, it's a lot more lush and kind of full sounding and a lot more emotional. Now another thing I use these MIDI devices for a lot is trying out different chord voicings on like a key sound, right? So let's listen to this. So it's fine, a bit bland, but we'll turn that on and I'll try a minor triad, so 3 and 7. We can also try it without the 3. So that's just playing the root note and the perfect fifth, which is always going to sound good harmonically, and for underground dance music is one of the main chords you'll play because it doesn't sound too emotive, but it sounds a bit more full-bodied and rich. So what we can do is then use the scale again, set it to G, so there we've got a nice little riff, and let's duplicate it. Oops. And bring this up. And as simple as that, we've got something cool and interesting, and I was able to just kind of move notes around, experiment, and not really worry about whether or not it's going to be in key, because it is. So I hope you found that useful and you can see how you can apply that to your own tracks. So if you like the sound of this project, it's already over on Patreon, so then you can jump over to Patreon and grab it. There's a link in the description. There you you go guys, I hope you enjoyed that and I hope you found it useful. This has become a big part of my workflow and helped me to overcome some of my shortcomings while really open up the creativity. If you enjoyed this, then you'll probably want to check out this video I did about creative ways to use arpeggiators and other MIDI devices in Ableton. It's good. Anyway, that's it for today guys. We'll catch you next time. Peace.